Welcome to my review of the Cranktank. This is a water storage solution from the Australian company Adventure Hydration, and the aim of the product is to provide a robust, stable and high capacity water tank. It's marketed towards bikepackers and endurance cyclists. It comes in two sizes, 3 and 4 litres, and two colours, translucent white or grey. This is the 3 litre in grey. It cost me £90, but as it's sold from Australia and in Australian dollars, this price may vary. So water is the hardest thing to carry on a bike. It's heavy, it moves, it wants to leak, and if you don't have it, you can get into a lot of trouble out on a tour. This tank places the water in the perfect position, low down and in the middle. It's shaped so it slots into place, and it's virtually impossible to move once attached with two Velcro straps. I've not noticed any effect on handling, but the water can be heard sloshing when going up a slow climb and pulling the bike from side to side. The direct competitor would be a soft bladder, which means carrying 3 kilos on your back, or you have to take up valuable frame bag space. Apitura's full frame bag and hydration bladder would be an alternative, albeit at twice the price. The weight is approximately 450 grams, which is about the same as 3 bottles and cages. Frame protection stickers are provided, which I've used on the contact points to prevent any paint rubbing away. They also sell a mount for carbon frames to completely eliminate any chance of rub. But during making this video, I noticed I missed a contact point and it's worn down to the metal. My fault. There isn't any interference with either front derailleur or crank arms. The top of the tank naturally screws into place at an angle, allowing for easy fitting and removal of the hose connector. This connector was very tight at first, but the instructions suggest using vegetable oil on the O-ring and that it would loosen as it's used, which was true. The hose that carries the water is the same as those found on a bladder, soft, flexible and with a bite valve on the end to create a vacuum and stop the water from falling back down. It's also insulated to prevent freezing and comes with what you'd need to cut it shorter. I have left it at a standard length because I have to wrap it around the bag. One of the common questions is, how hard is it to get the water up from so low? And the answer is, it's easy. The plastic of the tank is translucent and you can see how much water you have left at a glance. So there are some small issues with the Cranktank. The hose fits into a clamp attached to the bar via zip ties. If you tighten these ties too much, it pulls the jaws of the clamp slightly apart, weakening the grip and allowing it to pull out, potentially getting caught in the front wheel. On my first ride with the Cranktank, I looked down to see the bike valve had fallen off. This was probably my fault, and it's a standard fitting, so I got a camelback replacement for £6. Refilling from a tap is not as simple as it is with bottles. You have to undo 2 straps, disconnect the tube and unscrew the cap. The trade-off is that you can carry so much water you may only need to refill once a day. Lastly, the Velcro straps are in the path of wheel spray, so they're very likely to get contaminated with dirt or dust. So in conclusion, it's reliable, smartly designed, it will fit most bikes, allows for drinking on the move, is easily cleaned and puts water in the perfect position. I'd rate the Cranktank a 5 out of 5.